New Orleans Pelicans are acquiring C.J. McCollum for the Portland Trailblazers. The Blazers phone lines have been working over the last 72 hours. Portland already got rid of Robert Covington and Norman Powell. Now they get rid of longtime guard C.J. McCollum, who never made an all-star game, but always was on the cusp, played in the backcourt with Dame pretty much for most of these two gentlemen's career. The Blazers are getting Josh Hart, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who I really do like, by the way, Thomas Satoransky, and some draft compensation down the line. Just for clarity, Josh Hart is a decent player. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has some nice upside. But the winner of this one is the New Orleans Pelicans getting C.J. McCollum. Not just from his play on the court, because I have seen C.J. start to slow down. I mean, Anthony Simons was a better basketball player than C.J. McCollum this year. I have started to see a little bit of decline in C.J. He's got a great package and array of moves, but it looks like he's starting to decline a little bit. Here's the thing, though. C.J. is a great locker room guy from everything I've heard about the brother. So more than just a player, you're getting a guy that can be a veteran, a leader, who ain't going to lead these youngins the wrong path. I think CJ's married as well. Like, this is a good dude. And you put him around some young dudes like a Brandon Ingram and hopefully at some point Zion Williamson. Heck, CJ's leaving Portland. He should grab Zion while he's in Portland and bring his behind back to New Orleans, and hopefully he can get on the court at some point this year or next year. I don't believe Zion's playing this year, so we're looking towards the future. And now you have a nucleus of C.J. McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson, which in theory you think that'll be really good. Now, I got to see that in motion because I got to see C.J. and Brandon make conservative efforts to get the ball down low to the big fella. You know, not just post up after post up, but actually move the basketball and get Zion some easy buckets. You know, I got to see that in action because C.J. likes to do his thing. B.I. likes to do his thing. And Zion should do his thing. So I got to see that in motion. First off, Zion's got to get healthy, but I do believe this is a really good pickup for the Pelicans. Josh Hart is a guy that I think could really benefit from a new beginning, you know, and he'll get that in Portland with Dame next year if Dame is there, which brings us to my last point. You know, Damian Lillard, I think this leads to him being traded this offseason. Remember, from the get-go, I believe that it was going to take it getting ugly in Portland for Damian Lillard to be traded. I don't think Dame wants to say, trade me. I think he wants to be one of those things where the Blazers force their own hand and trade him. He doesn't want to be the guy to force Portland's hand because Portland was good to Dame, you know, drafted him out of Weber State when he was slept on coming out of college. And he's been an incredible basketball player, Hall of Fame trajectory career that Dame is on right now. I don't think he wants to say trade me, but I think he's comfortable with, okay, y'all get rid of all my guys. It looks like y'all in full rebuild. If y'all gonna move me, it is what it is. I don't think Dame wants to say trade me. Now, according to Woj over at ESPN, he claims that the Blazers traded C.J. McCollum in hopes of putting new pieces around Damian Lillard. I just don't see that working just because, you know, when what Portland is doing is putting themselves in position to be one of the worst teams in the league. Whatever Portland gets in the draft for the years to come, those talents are not going to be ready to you know, play competitive basketball with Dame. They got to learn the game, learn it at a professional level. They got to learn and grow up. You talking about bringing an 18 and 19-year-old around Damian Lillard who's upwards of 30? Like, that doesn't make sense. You're not competing for anything in Portland. Like, if you couldn't get it done with CJ and some of these other veterans, you had them like Covington and Powell, you're definitely not going to get it done with two young, maybe probably more talented than those brothers, but still going to have to take time to develop. You're not winning anything anytime soon. Like, the Blazers are not one or two pieces away. They need help, you know, and I don't think this is going to work out. It doesn't make sense to keep Damian Lillard around at $50-something million a year, which is what he's eligible for in an extension this summer if the Blazers opt to give it to him. You know, he's signed a contract for 2 years, but he wants 2 more years added at $50-something million a pop. Like I don't know if that makes sense for Portland and for Dame's career. I don't know if that makes sense for him. We tried to warn Damian Lillard about this. You know, obviously, I don't know if Dame follows my platform, but we tried to warn Lillard about staying in Portland and being good and being too loyal. This is business. This is just business. You know, Dame's trying to do the loyal thing like this is one of his partners, like this is a family member. This is just business. This is just business. And these teams will use you until you can't be used anymore. So it's up to the players to get as much as they can out of these teams until they can't use these teams anymore. This is just business at the end of the day. And I just don't see the Portland Trailblazers competing for anything anytime soon by moving all these pieces that are familiar to the Portland area. Like, who is Dame going to talk to now? Is it him and Yusuf Nurkic having hour-long conversations, doing podcasts together? His running mate is gone. And I'm not mad at the Pelicans for acquiring CJ. I'm not mad at the Blazers for trading him. I do think Dame needed a fresh start. I just don't think he's going to get some type of talent requisite anytime soon. Also, even if the Blazers are able to, clear up cap room, which what they're doing, to sign a max tier guy, who's coming to Portland? Who's available, number one? You think James Harden is going to Portland? I don't believe that. Who's available and who would go to Portland? If they couldn't get guys like Carmelo Anthony coming out of his prime after the Knicks run, the Thunder run, I don't see them getting any type of all-star caliber guy to play with Dame. For whatever reason, guys have not screamed to go play with Damian Lillard. And I don't think it'll start this summer.